Would help if I had some water here. These are pens I'll be sending Will. So the first pen is a Parker 51, the quintessential pen that he's asked for, and I have one in the Lesterloy cap in the Dove Gray, which I think is the perfect example of this pen. And then I'm going to send him, and he doesn't have to buy these if he doesn't want to, but he's gonna. No, he doesn't have to. I'm going to send him the Waterman version of the 51, which was their Taper-Rite. And it has a slightly flexible nib, but it's fine as well. So I think he might enjoy contrasting the two. And lastly, I'm going to send him this lovely, very thin Schaefer that has a really, really sweet, very fine nib in it as well. So this is for his quiet moods, maybe. Recording in his journals those little quiet things where he has to write lots of letters in a line. So I have to go to the Bureau of Records tomorrow in Anoka, and I'm hoping that first I can do that. I can borrow my brother's car so I can get my birth certificate, and then be able to go to the post office on the way and send these out to Will Hodge. So these are the 3 pens that he's going to be getting in the mail. Oops. I think they're a nice little assortment. Really, just they're lovely little pens. They can be so extremely fine and somewhat flexible. I don't know who's watching. Will, are you watching, or is someone else watching? Someone's in the room. So one of the things I got here in my house, where did I put it, is this really neat paper that I tore out of the back of an encyclopedia. And I thought what would be sort of fun is to see how this works to draw on. I imagine it's going to be very, let's draw a fish. It's very, makes me want to do finger painting on it. Well, why not? I've got a finger. See the paper is textured, so let's see. I'm going to get a brush. Right back. Just to see what happens here. Nothing. In a few minutes, I have to do a job for a client. Anyway, it was an experiment. Try it again over here. Make another fish here. It's really interesting to draw on this. Come on, why aren't you? Hey there, Will. Let me show you the pens I'm sending you. And if you think you don't want them, or want any of them, let me know and I won't send it. So I'll show you in a second. Just finish this. This is a funny looking fish, but they're all funny looking. All the fish I make anyway are funny looking. Okay, enough for that. Okay, these are the pens you're getting. You're getting a Parker 51 in Dove Gray Aerometric Fill. I'm sending you the pretty filler. The one I'm keeping is a filler that has, often you see them that have their chrome covered and they get corroded, but you're going to get the pretty one. And Dove Gray barrel has a fine-ish nib. Ta-da! I'm sending you the Waterman version of the 51, which is the Waterman Taper-Right Stately. And this has a similar nib, but because it's more nib is exposed, you can get a little bit of flexibility going on there. But what's neat is it's a Lustrelay, or it's a chrome cap, aluminum cap, and it's very lightweight, lighter weight than this, so you might enjoy that. And lastly, this green marbled, very long and thin Schaefer. It has another really, really fine, just slightly flexible nib, which is really sweet. So I'll take a picture of these and tell you what the prices are, so you'll know. And then I'm hoping to send them to you tomorrow. I have to go to a neighboring town to the registry of deaths and births to find out when I died. No, to get a birth certificate. So hopefully when I fill out the paperwork and give it to them and pay them, I'll be able to maybe walk around the block and have lunch and go to the post office and send you these pens. My 51 needs ink or something. So the 51, when you fill it with ink, you're going to have to sort of let it sit for a while, because it does take a while for the, I'll try to empty it out as best I can. But you fill it up with your ink and you just let it sit for a while, so the ink will get all in all of its little crevices in the feed, and then it should be fine. It's very difficult to change ink colors on a 51 because their comb feed has so many little fins in it that it'll just be a while. So be patient, or put black ink in that pen and keep black ink in it. But don't use Parker ink or Waterman or Schaefer. Don't use anything thick for any pen, but for a 51 especially, because if ink dries up in there, it just takes a nightmare to get it all cleaned out. So that's the plan. Those are the pens you're getting. They're all sort of fine nibbed ones, but that's okay. I think this one is really elegant. It's almost pencil thin, and it makes such a fine line. And if this is a pen you don't want, I'm happy to keep it in my collection. I'm happy to keep any pen in my collection. I really like the damn things. So Anyway, there's a line here I'm making. Where did it go? There. Right there in the middle. Will Hodge. It says Will Hodge. And it's about I had a ruler here a minute ago. Oh, here's the checkbook. So you can judge how tiny I wrote it. Yeah, it's a lovely pen. It's from the 30s. Okay, I need to now do some work. Unfortunately, I just got a text from someone, so I got to do work. So see you later.